we are in LOKLiK Idea Studio. Today is going to be a video that hopefully will help one of our community members with her design process, and I thought it would be a good way to show you how you could use like shapes and text and also the library to create your own designs. So we're going to be making stickers from scratch in LOKLiK Idea Studio today. So the first sticker we're going to make is just a label sticker really. So it's for their workplace, and I'm just going to use the colors that they used on their flyer as examples. Okay, so to start, we're just going to get the text feature. So I just clicked on the text box, and then we're going to double click in the text box here, and we can type in and I want it all caps. So all is well, and then I'm going to create another text box. I'll bring that down a little bit and double click in this one and backspace. So we've got our two text boxes for our label. Now we can style these up a little bit. If we click on the text box and it brings up design, so we can change the font, and I actually liked this font. If you don't have this downloaded, just press this little download arrow and it will download for you. But this font I liked because it was like the block letters that they had on their flyer. So I'm just trying to match things up to their flyer, and we'll change the second font as well. Okay, so they're done. So now I want to change the color. So we can come up to the fill, and this one's going to be yellow, and this one here is going to be purple. Okay, so we've got our two text boxes. One is yellow, one is purple, and we changed our font. Now we can click and then hold and drag a rectangle around both words and let go. Now we have selected both layers. Another way you can do this is select the layers box up here and see how they're both highlighted? They're both selected. Or you can click the top one and then hold down your control key or command key if you're using Mac and select the bottom one, and now they're both highlighted. Either way you prefer, do it that way. Okay, now we can resize these to the size that we want. A good tip when you're doing this is if you click on this design, we'll just click off our text boxes. If we click on our design here, go right down the bottom, it says show print border. So if we click on that, we can see this is where we can put our print then cut stickers. You can put a little bit down here as well, but I find if they go here or here, the cuts go a little bit off. In the center is okay, but you do have to be careful because you might actually cut it off the whole piece of paper anyway. So I kind of just stick between this border. Okay, so we've got our words. They're obviously way too big. So if we click and drag the box around them again, and we can scale them down. Now making sure that you have this padlock selected, otherwise it'll shrink and skew and make the letters look a little bit weird. So by having this padlock selected, they will keep their form and their shape. And we can go these are for drink bottles, so maybe 7 centimeters wide will do. Now we don't want these letters being cut out by themselves. What we want is to make a sticker. So to do that, we need to get a shape, and I like this shape. You could use a circle, a square, whatever you want, but I like this shape as it's elongated and then it has a nice round edge on both sides. So we'll use this one. And just to get it to the size, if we have a look, we've got our layer selected. So if we come to layers, it is selected. And we can press arrange and we can send it to the back. Another way of doing that is if you want to send this to the back, you can select this layer, click on it, hold, and drag it so it's the bottom layer. And now it's at the back. Okay, so we have this selected. Now we can resize this to make it look good for our sticker. Now we can select the whole thing, come down here, and we'll press Control C, Control V, or if you're on Mac, Command C, Command V to copy it. And let's just see if we can fit two side by side. Not quite. So I'm just going to select one group and I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller. And so whatever this group was, so it's 8350. So I'll go up the top here. And under width, I'm going to say 83.50 and press enter. Now they're both the same size. Okay, now we've got 2 rows of stickers. Now before we make the whole sheet, I'm just going to quickly show you so it makes it easier for when you select everything and you know what layer is what layer. I'm just going to show you how to quickly group. So we have our text layers. If we hold down our Control or Command key and select our text layers, and we can just group them together. And then we can do that the same for this group of text layers, and we'll group them together. Now we can highlight all of them, press Control C, Control V, just like that. And then we can highlight more, Control C, Control V. And we can probably squeeze one more down the bottom here. Alright, they're pretty close, but I think they will cut out fine. Okay, so we have all our stickers there, so that's great. Now what we need to do is go to our layers list and just clean it up a little bit. So we're just going to go down to all our text layers and just click on the text layer groups and just bring them up in the list, just like this. Just so all our oval layers are on the bottom and all our text layers are on the top. Just like that. Now we can collapse all these using the little arrow. Now if you really wanted to, you could group all these together. So you could hold down your Control key, select them all, and we can press group. Now we can come up to the top here, double click, and we can call it text layers, so we know what's in here. Now the same thing goes for these ones, but before I do, I'm going to change the color because whatever is on our screen, that's how the program is going to print it. Now I don't want these to be this dark grey, I want them white. So I'm just going to click on the first layer, go to the fill, and we'll make it white. Now I didn't make these white before because it's very hard to see the white on the mat. So we'll just go in and quickly change all these to white. Okay, so now they're all white. We can click on all of these, holding down Control or Command, and then we can group all these layers together. Press Group. Now you'll notice that they'll jump to the front. That's okay, we can change that. We're going to double click on our group name up here and call them the cut layer, because this is the only layer that we are going to cut. And we can just drop it back underneath. Okay, so that is our first project all ready to go. Now, just to be on the safe side, I'm going to quickly save this. Okay, so that's all saved. Now we're going to move on to the logo sticker. So I'm just clicked on the little plus to make a new canvas. So this is a new, think of it like a new page in your notebook. So to make the little logo, we're going to go to the library. And up the top here, I'm just going to search for house and press enter. Okay, so I really like this house. So I'm going to choose this house and we're going to press add to canvas. So that'll be on our canvas now. Now I also need some hands. So I'm going to type up the top hands and press enter. So looking for some nice hands kind of cupping like this, but I don't want that detail, I don't think. I'm going to grab these hands and we're going to add to canvas. Okay, we can click on go to design or we can click on canvas and it will take us to our canvas. Now these are super big, so we're just going to go to the corner and make them a lot smaller so we can work with them easier. Okay, that's better. So first, I don't want this circle around the house yet because I want to put the hands on the bottom. So I'm going to click on this picture of the house and we're just going to open the group. Now you'll notice that there's layers. There's the house layer, the roof of the house, and then the circle. So if we press this I button here, we can see that if we delete this layer, it'll get rid of that circle for us. So if we unclick the I button, we have this layer selected and we can just hit our delete key. Now our house is just the house without the circle behind it. Now the other thing I want to do is I don't want a door in our house. So I'm just going to click on this group and we're going to come down here and press ungroup. Now I'm just going to click on the house part, not the roof, just the house. And we're going to come over here and draw a shape. And we can bring this shape to the bottom of our layers so we can see it better. Now I'm just going to make this the size of the whole of the house door. Just like that. Now we can click and drag a box around the square that we just made. So this layer and the house layer. So we have both layers selected. Then we can press combine and unite. Now the house is one layer and we got rid of that square. Now if you didn't do it quite on the line perfectly, I think I missed the line a little bit. You can press the Control Z So I press the Control Z button. And that undid my work. You can also press this button up here that it undoes what you just did. So it's not final. Okay, I think that alignment is better. It also undid the deletion of the circle, so we can just delete that again. That's fine. Okay, now I'm happy with that. We can select them again, press combine and press unite. Now that's better. Now I did make this a little bit smaller to what it was. And so we can see the house just a little bit better. I might make it black. There we go. Okay, so it looks like that. That looks good. Okay, so after that's done, I want a little heart in the middle of the house. So we can go to our shapes, click on the heart. We made a nice heart. It's very big, so we'll scale it down. And I want it roughly in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to make this heart purple. Just like that. Now the house is going to be white, but I'll change that in a minute. I just want to get all this set up and looking good. So I'm just going to highlight this whole house and we're going to group it. Okay. Now with this, the hands, I actually want them to be kind of holding the house. Kind of like that. Okay, now I want to have this as a circle sticker. So we're going to create a shape and we're going to click on circle. And I'm going to stretch this circle till it covers my entire picture. Now we can arrange and send to the back. We can center that a little bit more. It might be a little bit too big actually. Okay, that looks good. Now you can go to the top right corner. See how my mouse is arrows? That's to change the size. And then it goes to a swirl arrow. You can actually click and hold and move your mouse up and down, and it actually rotates the image. So I think that looks good. Okay, so I originally want this circle to be the yellow and the hands are going to be purple and the house is going to be white. You don't have to use these colors. I'm just using these because these were the colors in the flyer. Okay, so that is the full sticker. Now I want to highlight these two groups. So holding down Control, and we selected both groups, and I want to group these together. So we have our circle layer separate and our other layers grouped. Now we're going to highlight all of them and make them smaller because we don't want our sticker that big. So I might see if we can get three stickers. Now to make multiples, we make sure we highlight all of them, all our layers. Then we can press Array. Now I want to make 3 columns. So we have our 3 columns, and then we'll see how many rows we can make. And that's around about 4. Now if you'll notice, these are really close together, and that may affect the cut. So I'm just going to make them go apart. Let's go 2 centimeters. 2 millimeters. Maybe a little bit more. Let's go 3. And they still fit within our print border. And we can press confirm. So we can highlight them all. And they look good. Okay, so to make it easier to know what we're doing, we can do the same thing we did with our word labels. We can close all these groups because we know these are the house and the hands. And we'll just select one by one and holding down Control. And we'll press Group. Now we can double click up here, and I'm just going to call it House. Oh, we missed one. So if you miss one, you can always open this and then bring this up into here, and it will add it to the group. So now that's with that group. Okay, and then we can do the same with all these layers, holding down Control and selecting each one. And we can group these and double click. This is going to be our cut layer. So that's the only thing we will cut, and make sure it's behind the house. Otherwise you'll just get a printout of yellow circles, and we want the little house picture that we just made. Okay, so both these projects are ready to go and print then cut, and I'll walk you through that process in a minute. Make sure you save your work just in case. Okay, so designing was the hard part. Now we just need to print and then get our LOKLiK iCraft to cut them out. One thing I didn't mention before is with this design tab and the page setup, make sure you have LOKLiK iCraft or LOKLiK Crafter selected, whatever machine you're using. Okay, so first we need to select all our stuff on our canvas, and we've got it nicely lined up on our canvas so we don't need to move anything. And then we're just going to hit make. Now we're going to connect our device, I'm using Bluetooth. If you're using USB, do that. Okay, then we have our device and we can press connect. And then complete connection. Now under cut, we want to select print then cut. Okay? And then we have our mat. So we have to put our sticker paper onto a mat. And my sticker paper size is A4. And we can start printing. Make sure you have your sticker paper in your printer. Mine is all ready to go. So this is my little dialog box. I have a Canon, and my source, I'm going to do the rear tray because that's where my sticker paper is. And we're going to press OK. And our sticker paper is all printed. Okay, so let's talk about settings. Now, we have a group. So remember, our cutting layer was our white layer. So we just want to cut the white layer. And material parameters, it'll open up the material library. Now, I have stored my sticker material settings in my materials. Now you can make a setting for yours as well. You can just go to manage materials and then go to my materials, and you can press go add and then do all your settings in here and then press save. Make sure you name it something that you'll remember. Okay, so going back, I'm just going to do a kiss cut. So they will cut, the sticker part will cut out on my sticker sheet. But they'll still be on the A4 piece of paper. If you want die cuts, use that setting. So my die cut setting is force 9, speed 5, and passes 1. So if you want to copy that, you can. Yours may be different though, because you may use different sticker paper, you may put laminate on it, whatever you do. And then my kiss cut settings are 6.5 for the force, 5 for speed, and 1 pass. Okay, and I'm going to press add to task. Now this is all ready to go. Now let's get our mat ready. So we have our light grip mat, the one that you use for paper. They are normally blue. This brand has them as yellow. I think I won these, or they were like a gift. I don't know where I got them from, but I think I ordered and I got these as a gift as well. Anyway, we want to line up our print then cut. So it goes along the left side edge and the top of our mat. And now to make sure it's nice and secure, we press it down with our brayer and come over to our machine. Now once we're at our machine,
we put it through the guides here and here, making sure it's touching the rollers and it's a little bit bent with some pressure on the back. Then we press our load button. Our machine's all ready to go. We can just press start. So our machine read our registration marks and now it's going to cut. And when it's all finished, we can come over, press the unload button, flip our mat over and just pull down our sticker paper from the mat. And our stickers are all cut out and ready to go. So we can put that on a drink bottle or whatever you want to put it on. Just like that. Now, one thing I didn't mention before is I do recommend you doing a print and cut calibration if you have not done one. I do have a video explaining how to do that on both the LOKLiK Crafter and the LOKLiK iCraft. Okay, so let's get going on our second lot of sticker sheets. So it's exactly the same process. We're going to come over to our computer and we're going to clear tasks because that one's done. Now if you need more, print another sheet and add to task and do the exact same steps that we did. I have noticed a lot of people, after they do print their sticker sheet, they go up here and change to standard cut again. And so the machine doesn't actually read the registration marks to know where to cut properly. And then they get cuts in all different areas. So make sure you stay on print then cut. Okay, so let's press cancel. We'll go to our other canvas. So we've got our logo stickers now. Now same thing, highlight all the layers and press make. Now mode selection, we want print then cut. And we'll start printing and we'll press print. Your printer dialog box will come up. Make sure you've got the right printer selected. I'm using a Canon. And we have our source. I've got my sticker paper set in the rear tray, not in the cassette underneath. And press OK, and it will start printing. Okay, so same again. Remember we said we wanted to only cut the yellow layer. So we're going to click the yellow group, then press select, then my materials, then I'm going to do kiss cut again, and then we're going to add to task. Okay, so we've got our printout here. Going to get our mat again, lining it up. Now if you have problems lining stuff up on a mat or to glue something or whatever, stand up over your project. It makes it so much easier. I'm a crafter that stands up the whole time. I'm always standing when I'm crafting because I'm normally doing multiple projects at once, because that's just how my brain works. So there you go. Okay, so let's take our mat over to our LOKLiK iCraft. Same again, in the guides, a little bit of pressure at the back, and load button. Now the load button, so the load button is this one, and that's pretty much the only button I press on my machine apart from the on button. Okay, now we can press start on our computer, and it's going to read the registration marks first and then cut out our circles. Now it's all done, we can unload our mat. So it was really hard getting my mat out because I've got a camera right in the way. But anyway, we sorted it. Okay, now we can flip our mat over. Trying to peel off paper, especially off your mat when it's stuck down, can lead to the paper bending and getting distorted. So I always peel away from the mat, and we can peel our sticker just like that. And we can put that on our bottle too if we wanted to. Now remember, these stickers, because I didn't put any laminate on them or anything, they are not water resistant. They're just normal stickers. You could put laminate on them before. Just make sure you don't go over the registration marks. So cut a piece of paper or a laminate piece within the registration marks, and then place that on top before you cut. And you will have to have a greater force as well when you cut. But that is how you can create some easy stickers using your LOKLiK iCraft or LOKLiK Crafter. So we did a word sticker and we also did a picture sticker. So hopefully this helps some of you as well. If you do have a project that you're trying to do and you have no idea how to do it, or you've just been struggling with it for ages, let me know about your project in the comments and I will see if I can make a video like this one to help you through the process. Okay, well, you guys have a craftastic day. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video.